I agree, because I had said that, oh yeah, and this was back in like April. I was like, dude, Antonio Brown to the Broncos, discussion about that. And
we were all kind of like that. Best wide receiver in the league.
Oh yeah, he's only a top 5 receiver the past 5 years. And he's the only one to have recorded 1,200 plus yards for about a 5-year span, that being from 2013 to 2018. He was a 1,200 yard receiver. Not a lot of receivers have done that. And so he's always maintained real estate in the top 5, it seems like, time in and time out. Wasn't as productive last year. Of course, he sustained injury at the end of the season, but he still managed to get in the end zone 15 times.
I think we forgot to mention that he was actually complicating retirement because of the whole helmet trauma. I don't know if you mentioned that.
Yeah, he I think at one point there was a time where he was considering on retiring because of the helmet trauma, but I can't remember when that was. Well,
it was a couple weeks ago.
Nonetheless, when I was reading this, when I read on Monday night that he had filed his new grievance, and he basically told the league, dude, it's not fair. Essentially, when he said that, it made me think of the 1983 sitcom, the comedy, Mr. Mom. I don't know if you've seen it. It's with Michael Keaton.
I've never seen it.
Okay, well, essentially, Mr. Mom, I'll just give you a brief background to get you caught up. This is way off topic, but it's gonna fall in. So Mr. Mom is essentially about a guy who lives in Detroit. He's a worker. His wife is a journalist, goes on work, and so he has to watch his kids. And there's a scene where he interacts with his son, Kenny. And Kenny has this blanket, and he calls it his whoopee. And Antonio Brown, to me, there's an interaction between both Kenny and Jack. Jack is the father. And Jack goes, hey, Kenny, I'm going to have to take Whoopi one of these days. And so the analogy is the league is essentially Jack, and Kenny is Antonio Brown. He's like, I just want time alone with my helmet. No, respect to AB, because, I had a double XL helmet. I had to get special ordered as a freshman playing football. So I know what the uncomfort is like.
I've also had to deal with, helmet issues too, just having it be too tight on my head when I played football.
Yeah.
But you go see me. I maybe got my helmet switched out every once in a while, but
honestly, we could very well be making assumptions as to why he doesn't necessarily, why he's not a fan of the helmet, because it might be uncomfort, might be the fact that there's, maybe a bar missing that he doesn't, style.
Don't get me wrong, but the whole reason the NFL even switched the helmets was for the player safety, correct?
Yes. So that was, I think, exclusively for player safety. And, there's advancements every single day, time in and time out, with this whole, 2 years ago, CTE being a huge conversation, and athletes still departing the league early because of CTE and that fear. So you have to take that into consideration, and that's
exactly
why a lot of old models are leaving the league and no longer acceptable in the NFL.
The dude's been injured a lot. You think he would just be like, this is for my safety, despite, not being happy with the changes, maybe just go along with it. NFL's doing it for the best of the players there.
So I ask you this.